Welcome to the Uncle Hack Podcast, where dudes pretty much just talk dude shit.
Welcome to another Uncle Hack Podcast. Wow. How you doing today? Well, good, great, grand, beautiful. You feeling wonderful? I'm feeling great. This is probably the best I felt all this year, you know? The world's in shambles. You know, we got the QAnon shaman bitching that he's not getting some, what is he not getting? He's not getting Whole Foods in prison. This is not what he had in the plan, you know? Q, trust the plan, save the children. In his plan, it was a little different. He wasn't in jail getting fed slop. He saved the children. Now look at him. Instead of the horns on his head, they're currently up his ass. Great analogy. Great way to start off the pod. Another beautiful Thursday. And if you're listening on Patreon, you probably got it a little earlier. Listen to this a little earlier. Just saying, you could have got this episode earlier, but you're not. You did. Okay. First let's crack right into this. I read a headline. I didn't read the article, of course. Why would I do that? Because first off, the website was queert.com, and a rabbi down in America says that the vaccine is going to turn you gay. You know, I had a hunch. I did. I had a hunch. This whole time, I had a hunch that possibly the vaccine could quite honestly turn me gay. And now that a rabbi has come forward and said it for me, I'm happy. And you know what? Maybe there's some positives to come out of this. I was thinking about this, you know, before, because the initial answer, everybody's going to be like, well, oh, fuck that. I ain't taking the fucking vaccine, man, if it's going to turn you gay. But I think you're looking at this all wrong. I think you got to look at it from a different perspective. You know, we've all been thinking the same shit for way too long, and maybe it's time to change a little bit. Maybe it's time to accept what's coming. Pun intended. But think about it. We're going to be able to eradicate a disease that's infested this planet now for quite some time. You know? For quite some time. You're probably thinking I'm talking about COVID. No, I'm talking about feminism. That's right. We'll be able to finally get rid of feminism, because who are you going to hate if all the boys are gay and we're having a good time with one another? You think the fellas, you know, if the fellas were having a good time, we're in Watiki or Watuco, wherever you want to be. And envision yourself and take this vision and plant it in your brain, okay? You and the fellas, freshly after getting the vaccine, you know? You throw on a Katy Perry album. Next thing you know, you're on a flight to Mexico. Your bills you're never going to have to worry about paying for children, huh? You don't got to worry about having kids no more, because you and the boys are going to have a suck fest down in fucking Honolulu. You get to go shake your willies, and guess what? There'll be less hate in the world. We're looking at this all wrong. Maybe this rabbi's onto something, you know? Hey, old Hitler thought something else of the Jews, but I beg to differ. I think they're great people, especially after this. I mean, give me a little more evidence there, Mr. Rabbi, and I think that we might be onto something. I like where this is heading, you know? So what? You got to kiss a few boys. Is it really that bad? Guess what? You never have to hear a woman screaming in your ear about your male privilege. How can you hate a male if he's gay? See, this is 3D chess in the social fucking warfare that we're currently sitting in. If all the fellas are gay, who's next to hate? Huh? If all the boys are gay, who's next in line to hate? Because last I checked, the boys make fucking lemonade out of lemons, or however the old saying goes, you know? The boys will take lemons and shove them up their ass, as the old proverb goes. We're not shy of throwing a little sugar in it either. sweeten it up. We've never shied away, as the old proverb goes. When life gives you lemons, shove them up your ass. Off to a hot start here. But I'm just saying, maybe we're thinking about this. Your initial response, I'm guessing, well, right when you heard that, because my audience, they have a little bit, some of you exude a little homophobia. You act like you've never kissed a boy under a bridge. I think that's wrong. And it's usually the older gentleman. Well, that's kind of fucking gay. What are you, a Trudeau supporter? After I get the vaccine, I might be. I don't know. According to this rabbi, after I get the vaccine, life might get a little easier, You ever see? I've rarely seen an unhappy gay guy. In fact, I've got 2 cousins and a best friend that are full-on homosexuals, and I don't ever really see them upset. I really, they have their little moments, but for the most part, they're watching glamour girls and baking cookies. That doesn't seem horrible. One little prick of a needle, and next thing you know, I'm going to have pricks in my ass too. And nothing wrong with that. There's nothing, I'm not shitting on it. I think that maybe this rabbi's onto something. Maybe we are the ones missing out, gentlemen. Ladies, sorry. We're trading in the puss for a little something else. Maybe, and like you see it online. All the boys are always crying, oh, the fucking, she never snaps me back. But the boys snap you back. The boys snap you back. Hey, don't shoot the messenger. I'm just saying. Oh, she didn't text me back. And then you text your boy, and you're like, oh, yeah. And then both of you are like, fuck that bitch. Maybe let's travel together. After you get the vaccine, you might just be snuggling with one another. Maybe that's all it took. Was a prick in the arm to get one in the ass. We don't know. We're just waiting for these events to unfold. And thankfully, that rabbi brought this information to our attention. And thankfully, somebody had the balls to say it, Now, does this mean that everybody's going to get the vaccine? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I hope so. Because maybe you'll find love a little quicker, All the boys are gay. Imagine that. Imagine how fun all the boys. Imagine how much fun. Because, lesbians are basically dudes, and they seem miserable all the time, don't they? You ever seen a happy lesbian? I haven't. I sure the fuck haven't. I've seen a lot of happy gay dudes. They seem to be having a fucking blast. You watch those parades. I'm not even mad that they're fucking assless chaps shaking their shit. I'm mad that I'm not that happy. So maybe, just maybe, getting the vaccine might help out this planet a little bit. Hear me out. That's all I'm saying. I fucking signed up for the Pfizer one next week. Christ almighty, before you know it, I'm going to trade this Shawn Michaels Heartbreak Kid t-shirt in for a Wham's Greatest Hits album. I'm going to be out here singing Lady Gaga lyrics at the top of my fucking lungs with zero embarrassment, Maybe I was born this way. Before, I was muttering under my breath, maybe I was born this way. Now I'll be singing it like the proud homosexual that I intended to be after getting the fucking vaccine. I'm just saying, I didn't write the book. I'm just reading it. Hell, it might help you, some of you out there. I don't know. I've seen some, a lot of people commenting, calling me a fucking loser and everything. I'm just saying, I've taken a look at your profile. Doesn't look like things are much better over there either. Looks like you and your wife haven't seen her pussy since you both got married since you got married. Back in 2009, we had put on a freshman 68. Why not 69? Haven't been able to do it since we were teenagers. It's always the skinny guy. Hey, the skinny guy always marries the fat girl. And the fat girl is always this. I'm going to describe a couple that everybody knew in a small town, right? And they're still together. The skinny dude always wore baggier jeans and a tight t-shirt up top. Always had like that plaid weird firefly jacket and possibly an eyebrow ring. Still has the eyebrow ring to this day. Their musical taste is very simple. It was always like they were into like Linkin Park. Avenged Sevenfold was usually one. ICP seems to be popular with this group of people. And the old lady, was always a little plump. Always wore Jack Skellington gear. Thought that by that Nightmare Before Christmas was like a personality trait. Kind of like how most of my audience thinks that pit vipers are a fucking personality trait. Yes, that's a dig at you. Yes, that is a dig at you. I took a shot. I'm taking a shot. If I'm taking shots at them, I'm taking shots at you. That's how this goes. Nobody is left off the table, okay? I'm preparing for a roast battle, by the way, which I'll talk about here in a little bit. But yeah, this couple is always, they always wore band T-shirts of nobody you really like approved of. There's like Marilyn Manson. Well, I guess Marilyn Manson has some decent tunes, but you never thought like, I should buy a Marilyn Manson T-shirt. These are the people that buy them and still hold on to fashion accessories of like the checkered studded belt. Still a fashion accessory to them, even though that left the scene in probably about 2008. But they're charging ahead with it, which I almost have to respect, because at some point in time, it's going to come back, and then they become almost like a pioneer of setting a trend, where they almost become the fucking stormtrooper, or what's that? They're fucking leading the torch, as you will, in this fashion statement that nobody really gives a shit about. But it's always them. And as they get older, life's miserable. They haven't. They wear those oversized Osiris shoes. I'm gonna describe these guys so you get a good, perfect picture. And right now, about I'm gonna say 98% of you already clued in to the people. Like, you already have a name. Oh, you're like, oh yeah, they're still married. Holy shit, you're currently going to Facebook to be like, oh, fuck, I'm going to creep this person, see if shit's still going slightly okay. They got like a kid, usually a kid or two by now. One they had a little early was a whoopsie. Little whoopsie. Fresh out of high school, so like they got about a 10-year-old now. Yeah, I'd probably say they got about a 10-year-old now, because it was like, oh, shit. Jeez, you two shouldn't have been breeding back then, Schmortions just weren't an option, I guess. But these are the people that like the husband. I'm talking about the skinny little cocksucker, miserable, thinks that fucking his old lady's rolls is somehow a leg up on me. Which, if you feel that way, that's great. I'm glad you're in a positive headspace in the current situation that you're in. And who am I to judge? Who am I to sit here and say horrible things about them simply for the viewers' and listeners' entertainment? That's why. Nothing more, nothing less. Do not take what I say as gospel. I'm here to be an asshole, and that's it. That's all. Some people don't like me. That's fine. Some people, I get this one a lot. You fucking meth head. Do you think I would much rather be smoking meth in a north side basement than doing this shit? Because last I checked, meth heads out of their mind look like they're having a phenomenal time. I get it. I gotta take it because I dish it out. See, but it's the moment that you dish it back, right? most people in the comment section don't really think that you're gonna fire back. Don't think you're reading this shit. But I'm a hawk. And like a good hawk, I always prey on the weak. Time for a little ad. Oh yeah, time for a little ad. We got a couple of new designs of t-shirts, brother. That's right, Ride the Liquor and Killing Beers, a little rendition of Ride the Lightning, the Metallica album. That's pretty sick, hey? And I don't know if you know the album Killers by Iron Maiden, but this one's called Killing Beers. We got Cousin Eddie holding a 6-pack with another one in the fucking mitts. Sick t-shirt. That's right. That's where my mind's at. Just making sick shit. And you can grip one of those tees now, available at dangercatshop.com. Use the promo code HACK20, get a little discount off your order. You want an extra episode of the Uncle Hack podcast? Of course you do. Did you want this episode earlier than everybody else? Of course you do. So not only do you get this episode that you're listening to earlier, 48 hours earlier than everybody else, but you will get an extra episode every week by subscribing to the Patreon at patreon.com/dangercat69, brother. Oh yeah. Back to the podcast. If you're falling a little behind in the pack, you deserve to die off. And my pack is going to jump on you and just brutally rip you apart like a pack of wolves on a baby deer that somehow got separated from its mother. And that's just nature. Nature running its course. See, there's nothing wrong with that. I think we need to let it run rampant for a little bit to cool things off. It's getting a little too out of control in my mind. We're always trying to censor people. Let it run wild. What's the harm in it? It's just a few words. It's the same people that are running around fucking. It's always like the old guys. These are the old guys. Well, in my day, fuck. They'll call you a snowflake. They'll call you a snowflake, but as soon as you fucking hit them back with just a cold, hard dig to the gut, they're Jesus, I can't believe you'd say some shit. Oh, what's the matter, snowflake? Can't take a little fucking heat? Don't say anything. The snowflakes might melt. Oh, God. The moment somebody starts calling somebody a snowflake, I immediately know you can fuck with them mentally heavy. Every time. They're always the ones being like, yeah, if you can't handle it, don't come in here. Don't come in my comment section. And they got to use like this fucking like sharp edge, try and be like so edgy, but it's so cringe. Like, at least think it out. What's the matter? You smoking meth? Yeah. No, that's what I'm doing, Jacob. What are you up to? You pretending to be a rapper still? You're going to be a rapper out of fucking, Vegreville, Alberta? What are you going to rap about, Jacob? You got another big fucking rap album dropping? Well, we used to get in high school fights. Yeah, that was 15 fucking years ago. You still living in those days? That's all you got? That's all you fucking, that's your whole life? That's your whole existence, hey? You peaked in high school. God, would that be awful. You need those people, though, because then you can't have a podcast like this. See, you're sitting in your pickup truck right now. Yeah, life might be a little shitty right now. We can't go to the bar. We can't go and have ourselves a few cocktails. Get away from the wife. Instead, you're stuck at home. You got to drink in the garage like a lonely loser, like Jacob, like the lonely loser Jacob, still smoking Canadian classics by the fucking dozen. He still wears those shitty, stupid fucking Homer Simpson pajamas to go shop at Walmart with his fucking just pig of a wife. The guy's a deadbeat is what I'm getting at. Still working that job where he's just slightly over minimum wage working for, what does this guy do? He's He's like a forklift operator at the meat packing plant. You know, and then not that that's a respectable job, but he just didn't feel like amounting to much more. You know, there's guys that have been there for, 30, 40 years that have worked their way. Or no, they actually started. He's been there, let's say, he's been there for about 10 years, right? He's been there for about 10 years. And for some reason, all these young kids that come in just seem to surpass him in the hierarchy because Jacob just can't get a handle on things, you know? There's always something. He's not quite that bright. He's always just a little behind the next guy in the rat race. So that would gets him that nice little cushy job running that forklift. And you know what? To him, this is it. He's made it. I get to make rap music in my spare time out in Vegreville, Alberta. I don't even think there's a meat packing plant out there, to be honest. I don't know. I don't care. But Jacob, on the other hand, is going to give us he's our talking piece for today. And Jacob sometimes likes to go on Instagram when he sees somebody doing something just when he goes on Instagram, he sees people, actually everybody is doing a lot better than he is. And then he has to think back to those days. Well, in high school, I used to bully about 3 kids. I'm going to take that behavior online because that's about where I feel best. That's where I feel like I am just king shit of the fucking rock bottom pile. Yeah. You ever finger bang pussy you didn't even see? Because it's got a, See, you guys are out here dating skinny chicks where the whole world can see their puss at any given time. See me, I'm doing Jedi mind tricks. Y'all ain't on my level, son. Y'all don't understand where I'm coming from. I date fat chicks because it's like having a flap in front. Not everybody can see your puss. So you want to call me a cucklord? You want to call me a cucklord? Then get at me, dog. Why you think nobody's looking at my old lady's puss? Because you know what? She was smart, put on a few pounds. Let the old piss flap fall over the thing. Now ain't nobody getting a peek but Daddy-O. You fucking losers. You libtards. Boom. Roasted. Jacob's actually winning at the end of the day. And he calls me a meth head in my comment section. I actually think of that the guy that called me a meth head, his name was that. Which I think is funny. I just wish, I'm okay with a good rip. I just make it land, make it sting. That one just annoys me. There's no effort put into it. It has nothing to do with I get it. I've aged a little bit. My looks have changed over the past 4 years. Stress. I was fucking doing a lot of blow. That'll fuck a guy up. But when you're coming at me, just put a little extra zip on it. Put some seasoning on that chicken, dog. Put a little honey mustard on it. Hit me where it hurts. It annoys me more that you put zero to little effort into trying to annoy me. And that annoys me more. And I don't know why. I wish I knew why. Because it's you know what? You sit here, come up with a well thought out dig, and I'm happy. I read that and be like, that's good. I like that. It's the laziness. Maybe it's laziness that pisses me off because I fucking, I'm not saying that I'm the hardest worker on the planet, but I'm saying that this took a little effort to get going and sustain, or to keep it what's the word I'm looking for? Sustained. And to keep this brand alive takes a little bit of effort, takes a little bit of something, takes a little bit of balls, Ooh. It's like me referring to the Rabbi, Finally, somebody had the balls to say it, and I've heard so many of these guys go, I wish I could say that. What you did or what you said in the past, you can. You just got to be able to accept the consequences that come your way. I was fully aware that I could possibly lose my job. I could possibly, ruin a lot of things, in which I did. in which things got a little out of hand here, and things got a little squirrely, as they say. Which I recognized it and corrected my behavior, which now I am fucking finally chasing my dream in stand-up comedy, where we get to be a duo, or we get to be a fucking dickhead full time and have fun with it. I don't give a fuck if I gotta go at, at the end of the day, I don't really care. I don't want to go and work the jobs that I don't want to work. Because what? Because it makes you a pussy if you don't do it. Like, I give a shit. I respect guys that enjoy their job, as you should. You should enjoy your job at the end of the day, but I just didn't. That's where I'm at, That's where fuck. That's where I just wasn't happy. I wasn't accomplishing the things that I wanted to accomplish in life. And then now here I am finally chasing after that stand-up comedy fucking grind, chasing after taking this a bit more serious now, taking the podcast a little serious. We've also seen numbers grow from, we got last year at this time, 6,000 downloads in January. For them, and we've already surpassed that this month. So thank you for being a listener on this podcast. But we try and dick around, have a little fun. It's not meant to be serious. It's meant for you to come here and have a fucking giggle, where I'm going with this, I was thinking about something today. Could you imagine if they made the GPS voice Canadian? I was thinking about this on the fucking drive-in, and it was making me piss myself laughing and be like, oh, whoopsie there, buddy. You fucking kind of just blew past your turn there. Might want to turn around and then take a Leonard and then just take her about 15 clicks down Highway 2, eh? You imagine that? Canadian fucking voices or Canadian accents are slightly annoying, though. Especially when people just kind of zest it up a little, put a little extra on it. You don't need to do that, okay? We don't need to do that. What are you doing? You don't need to spice this up. We already sound fucking like brain dead. Just deadbeat brain deads. Hey there, bud. Hey, how's it going, bud? Like, it's just like, oh, fuck yeah. You know what I mean? Like, Canadians just like, we don't have a sexy accent. Oh, fuck yeah, bud. You ever heard a fucking Canadian girl talk like that? It's the most unattractive thing on there. Oh, fuck yeah, bud. Oh, fuck it. Hey, miss, how you doing? Can I get you a drink? Oh, fuck yeah, bud. I'd love me a fucking drink, yeah? Hey? That's tough to listen to. And I don't blame anybody for not wanting to fuck us for that reason. But could you imagine that in a GPS all day long? Oh shit. Might want to slow down, bud. She's a 60 clicker in this zone, eh? 60 clicks an hour. Fuck. Slow down. Fuck, bud. Oh, fuck, bud. About 2 kilometers. You're going to want to make a Randy on Elm Street there. And your destination is just a fucking jiffy up the road, eh? Next thing you know, you're going to be there, eh? Can you imagine listening to that shit? Fuck. Siri. Siri thing. Siri. Fuck me. Yes, Siri, a question, but it's actually a Canadian that recites it back to you and be like, hey, instead it's, what's a pretty Canadian name? Hey, Daniel. Hey, Daniel. How many cups of sugar does it take to get to the moon? Holy fuck, I'm mumbling words. Hey, Daniel. Well, how many cups of sugar does it take to get to the moon? Oh, fuck. Just let me sift through the internet quick, eh? According to fucking moonscience.com, it says probably about like fucking 9,687,415 cups of sugar will get you to the moon and back, eh? Hey, Daniel. How close is the nearest liquor store? Oh, fuck, probably about 4 blocks. And she'll be open till about 8 p.m., eh? They also have Royal Reserve on sale right now for $22.99. That's pretty unheard of. So that's a deal you could probably hop on, eh? Imagine that. Don't forget to pick up a pack of darts. If you get an East Coaster, like just hop in the car. What are you doing in the car? I've never understood that. East Coast Canadian. Car. You just forget like half the word. Is that how the East Coast language works? You just forget the word halfway through it? What are you doing in the car? Oh, how's it going, Barb? Bar. R. You spell like you mix the A and the R together. R. Yeah, that's the East Coast Canadians they're always funny. You know what I mean? They always got like car. How you doing, Barb? You got any darts? It's just a fucking weird way to say it. And I guess there's probably like words that West Coast Canadians say that make zero to little sense to East Coasters. Actually, Alberta. Alberta is a bit of a shit-stained place, but I love it here. You know what I mean? Like, outside of the cities in Alberta fucking suck, for one. It's a bunch of, like, e-boys and hype beasts that have no means being e-boys and hype beasts. And then once you get outside of the city limits, like, don't get me wrong, I am shitting on everybody today. I'm coming at you. Outside of the city is just pretty much a bunch of fucking kids that think that pit vipers is a fucking personality trait. And I imagine that you could probably be like, yeah, well, everybody that wears your shit is actually a dickhead too. I could probably agree with that. Because, I myself am not a role model. I'm not a model citizen. And I didn't really create this shit to abide by social fucking... I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know where I'm going with that. I was going down a path of shitting on everybody, but then I decided to go down this path that makes no fucking sense. But to go with the social river of social acceptance, I guess to say, where I feel like be yourself. I am a dickhead. I understand that I'm a dickhead, and I'm not a brilliant man. Nobody's coming to me to be like, hey, buddy, what do you say? We get you a nice little job at SpaceX with old Elon. Elon. A long dick. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm not a genius by any means. I'm over here trying to write dick jokes for a roast battle coming up February 11th in Calgary, Alberta. That's right. I'm battling, boy. I'm getting in that joke battle. It should be a lot of fun. I'm really stoked. Brett Forte, I was on the 2 Mirror Showcase. You've seen him on this podcast. You've also heard him on those podcasts. And another man that will be on there as well is Sam Walker, who was also on this podcast. We'll also be doing a live recording of this podcast. How crazy is that? The first ever live recording of the Uncle Hack podcast will be going down in Calgary, my most beloved city of all time. I enjoy going down there, and I enjoy all the people there. I'm not being paid to say this. In fact, I'm trying to convince you to buy tickets to come to the show if you are anywhere near the vicinity of Calgary, Alberta, February 11th. That's a Thursday night. And how it works is you will buy a ticket and you get a hotel room. So the hotel room then has balconies that overlook an atrium. So then the stage and everything will be down below, and they've actually done concerts and everything this way to beat the AHS, the Alberta Health Services fucking mandate that they have out, or protocols or guidelines, whatever the fuck you want to call it. This is a way to beat them and do it perfectly legal. So this is, don't worry, you don't got to feel like you're a criminal. And even if you don't care, still, I guess it doesn't matter if you don't care. But yeah, we're going to have a roast battle. It's myself, and then, like I said, myself, Sam Walker, Cindy Rivers, another comic from Edmonton, and also Alex Carr. I will be battling Alex Carr in the first round. It will get interesting, I will say. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I think it's going to be phenomenal. It's finally something to look forward to throughout all this bullshit. I think it's great that we're able to get out there and rip some jokes, and then after we're going to do a recap of the roast battle on a live recording of the Uncle Hack podcast while being there. It's going to be a lot of fun. I've never had more than one guest, I guess, on this show now that it's been rebranded. In the past, we've had some, but it's always a good time to get some people together and shoot the shit. And I think it's going to be fun. I'm coming for throats, man. I ain't pulling no goddamn punches. I want the strap. I'm coming for the strap. You imagine that? Oh, man. Town of Tabor wouldn't know what to fucking hit him. Then you got a roast battle champ. I'm coming for the fucking title. I don't know who's holding it right now, but Sam Walker is a 5-time champ. 4 or 5-time. I can't remember what he said. Don't matter because there's a rookie in town and he's got his eyes on the goal, baby. I'm coming for the heavyweight strap. I'm coming for the heavyweight strap of the Brett Forte roast battle. Okay? I don't give a shit who you are. There's a new dog in town. There's a new dog in the junkyard, and I'm biting anything. I'll rip your fucking balls off. I'll rip them shits off. Wear them like a goddamn necklace. I'll make one of them, you know, those things that psychiatrists and shit always have on their desk where you pull one back and then it fucking swings, hits the other one, and it's just like that perpetual motion. I don't know. I could be wrong. I think perpetual means in a circle, but it's a repeating ball hit. Yeah, I'll make one of them with your fucking nutsack. That's what I'm going to do. And if you don't have a nutsack and you do have a pussy, then guess what? I'm coming for that thing too. I'm going to rip your clit off and use it as a stamp licker. So when I'm mailing out shit, I'll mail that motherfucker back to you. That's how sick and twisted I am when it comes to this roast battle shit. I'm coming for the throat. I'm going for the throat. I'm coming on your face, dog. I think it's gonna be phenomenal. I'm gonna have a great time. And if you can make it down, just a reminder, February 11th, out in Calgary, Alberta. February 11th, a live show. How good does that sound? A live show. You can get fucking torched in your room. You don't gotta pay $9 a fucking drink. You just bring a bottle in, get fucked up, get goddamn flatline, piss missiled. Fire some whiskeys in you and let yourself relax. Have a little laugh. When's the last time you fucking were able to go and do something fun? I thought this was America, man. I thought this was America, North America, proud and free. What the fuck we living in, huh? Communism, China. I'm not gonna go down that road. I could give a shit. I'm just stoked that I get to fucking hop on a stage again. Oh man, it's been since October 3rd. It was Halloween weekend last time, so we're knocking on the door of 3 months now. I was finally hitting a groove, finally getting some jokes landing, finally figuring out where I stood. In my voice, trying to figure that out, and like my punchlines, it was all starting to slowly weave itself together, and now here we are, back to square one. But it is what it is, not much I can do about it. That's life in the fast lane, you know. Remember last week how we were talking about shit dudes do? I thought about it a little bit more this week, and here's something that dudes do. Using shampoo as body wash. That is the most dude thing on the planet. You know, that's particularly my audience. You don't buy body wash unless your old lady has bought it for you. That's who buys body wash. You, especially if you played hockey all your life, you have used either the hand soap in the dressing room as shampoo, conditioner, and body wash. That's right. You've done it. Also, If somebody has shampoo, you've used it as body wash, shampoo, and conditioner. It's a 3-in-1. Any product that can be used as any sort of cleaning agent has been used as fucking shampoo, conditioner, and a body wash. It's a 3-in-1. Every single one of those that I just listed, you could use conditioner as body wash. People have done it. I've done it. You've done it. You've definitely done it. I know my people. That's why I do this. I speak this way because you finally have a voice. You know, when you're out there and you're like, yeah, you know, fuck, I just feel like I don't fit in anywhere. And then you fucking stumble across this podcast and you're like, holy shit, this guy thinks exactly like I do. He's a complete idiot. He's off his rocker, but he makes sense to me. How does this happen? Why am I here? First off, why am I agreeing with him? Am I an idiot? Have I reached rock bottom? And the answer to your question is yes, you have. This is rock bottom, but it's a lot of fun here. Okay, we don't really give a shit around here. We don't care about your skin color, what your hairstyle looks like, or what color your hairstyle is. We honestly do not care. It's just a matter, can you take a joke, and do I got to hear about the same shitty story over and over again? Are you a cool guy? Do you get it? Can you sit in a bar and not have the whole room hate you? Can you do that? Okay, great. Oh, wow, you fit in. You fit in. Oh, so you like listening to Run DMC, Public Enemy? You like that? Oh, yeah, you do? Perfect. And Motley Crue? Oh, wow, look at the checklist getting brought out here. You like guzzling liquor? Oh, you like smoking a doobie from time to time? Oh, holy. This is like Step Brothers, karate in the garage? Yeah. Hello. Fist me while I shit, right? You found yourself a buddy. All because of this fucking obnoxiously loud brand that loves to smash beer cans off their skull. This audience is great. We do have a phenomenal audience. I can't wait to finally be able to present something. Those bar tours were just, I hate everything about them. I do. They were a lot of fun. It was so much fun getting shit-faced with everybody, but it was just like, ugh, it's so cringe to go back and think like that was a good idea. We're now comedy. And I feel like this audience is kind of, we're getting a little older, you know what I mean? Like the days of just flatlining every weekend are kind of gone. That's a young guy's sport now. We're the old guard. We're the Joe Thornton. We're not out here looking to put up big numbers in the goal department. We'll take some assists every now and then. Hey, I'll take a little weight off your shoulders. Just put your stick on the ice. I'm a veteran here. That's basically what happens. It's just you got this old dog that just kind of, hey, man, yeah, everybody. Now, hear me out. Everybody loves it, especially when I was a young buck. You remember when you were a young buck, there was the older guys in town or your city that you just kind of, you looked up to them. They were cool guys. They did cool shit. In the end, you get their age and you look at it and be like, hey, they were kind of fucking losers hanging out with us. They're kind of fucking losers. But that happens when you're younger and those old guys come into the bar and you have a good time with them. I'm not saying like the losers that would deliberately hang out with the 18-year-olds to feel young. I'm talking about the guys that would show up to the bar every now and then and have a good time with you. You know what I mean? They didn't give a shit. They seen you when you were a little bastard. You were in there. You were young. You're fucking around, and then you run into them in the bar, and you're like, "Hey man, how you doing? You have a little bullshit with them, and then you end up sitting at the same table. You get fucking hammered and have a great time. These guys tell you stories about when they were younger, and they just have you pissing your pants laughing because you're like, holy shit, man, these guys are so cool. They're telling me all the stories. I feel like I'm a part of their fucking cool little clique. Oh, man, I remember growing up and watching you guys, and you guys were fucking so sick back in the day. Oh, man, I'm so happy. That's you inside your head. You'd never say that because you don't want these guys to think you're a fucking loser. But then when you sit and you become that age, now I'm at that age now where when I walk into the local tavern, and the young bucks are there, they're like, oh shit, fuck man, I've heard stories about you and you guys back in the day. I'm that age now. I don't sit in the bar all the time. I don't. So it's like, when you get older, you sit at your buddy's house. You watch the game with your buddy and you crush beers with him. Now that we're at that, and I'm at that age, and I feel like a lot of guys that follow this brand are at that age, you know what I mean? Like, you do fatherly shit. You do dude shit. It's not so much being the young guy that's out there running and gunning all the time. You slow things down. You take it easy. There's no rush. Oh, how many beers can you drink in an hour? I don't care. Because if I get fucking drooling drunk early, I'm going to ruin my fucking day, man. It's a marathon, not a sprint. And you learn that. As a young buck, you can fucking puke and rally pretty easy. As an old dog, shit, In your 30s, you ain't thinking like, how much liquor can I ram down my throat? It's just like, okay, I'm gonna fucking pace this out so I can get a good solid 8 hours, maybe 9, 10 hours of drinking without any added substance. We're not hopping on the Russian snowflakes, or the Colombian snowflakes, I should say. But you just want to stretch that night out as long as you can without getting too fucking hammered. See, that was my issue. It took me a long time. You got to sip them, eh? Now we're at the age of sipping, yeah, and some of you fellas understand that. It's not just buying the cheapest liquor and fueling up on as much as possible. No. You spend a little extra, get the good shit. That's where we're at. You'll get a bottle of Royal Reserve just because it's good. Like, you know what? By the time you understand that when you're shit-faced, it all tastes the same. But until you're shit-faced, I want it to taste good. I'm making a lot of sense to some of you right now. And a lot of you might be sitting there and being like, no, he's just off his rocker. He's turning into that crazy old son of a bitch. Day by day, he's going to be the crazy old fucking kook that's in town that you love to have him around, but you keep him at arm's distance. And if you're thinking that right now, you've never been in a real pair of dude shoes. And when I say that, I mean you've never been in some hairy situations where you understand what the fuck it is I'm talking about. You don't really have a clear understanding on being young, wild, and free, as Wiz Khalifa once said, right? You don't have a full understanding on what it was like to go out with the lads, put a bottle of Fireball whiskey down your throat, only to get to the bar to be completely blackout, and then ride the liquor train. Riding the liquor train. You just don't understand that. And then once you see dudes like us, the ones that are understanding where I'm coming from, you understand that, he's right. I actually mix my drinks so that way they're nice now, that I can sip. I don't need them to be like fucking kicking me in the back of the throat where they're like, oh God, that's fucking way too strong. Oh, you fucking pussy. I don't give a shit, man. Because you don't want to know what's going to happen. Either or, I'm waking up hungover. I just want the time that I'm sitting in to be pleasurable. The time that I'm having to be somewhat pleasurable. I don't need to be piss pant drunk by 2 p.m. and then have my wife calling me, there, you fucking, whatever, bitch, I don't give a fuck. And then I got to get an earful because I'm pants shitting drunk by 3 p.m. No, see? Dudes understand that. It's a game. It's psychological warfare you play with yourself. And that, my friends, is part about being a dude and growing up. You just understand these things. You get it, when you're the old guys. And there's days that it slips away, and there's nothing wrong with that. So what? You got a little fucking drunk. Ooh, what is it? The end of the world? Huh? Did I fire up the Fifth Reich? No, of course you didn't. You just had a few too many drinks. That's all. Nothing wrong with that. Wife's over here acting like you fucking, you're the assailant of Sandy Hook, for Christ's sakes. That's not the case. No, God, no. The fucking guy had a few too many drinks. Leave him be. Fuck. He's a good guy, pays his taxes, shows up to work on time. Fuck, let the guy have a few too many once in a while without getting a fucking earful the next day. Did you really need to have another shot? Did you really need to have another shot? Huh? You really needed one more beer? Leave him alone. Fucking Christ. The guy does a lot around here. Every time that, you want to renovate the kitchen for the 7th time, he just kind of, yeah, okay, honey. We'll do that. We'll renovate the kitchen one more time. He does that type of shit so that way he doesn't have to hear about did you really need one more drink? Huh? You were cross-eyed after 9. Did you really think you needed the 10th? Yes. That keeps him from swallowing a bullet. That keeps him from going fucking completely postal at the small fucking town center. That keeps his boat level. You understand? There's peaks and valleys to this shit. And that's what evens it out. Knocks the edge off. And here you're going to throw the fucking guy on a goddamn suicide mission if you fucking keep nagging him like that. He's already hungover. You think he wants to hear your voice? No. Hell no. Had a great time with his lads. Great time. Did you really need to drink a whole bottle of fucking whiskey with Rick? Huh? You drank 13 beers out of that flat you just bought? Did you really need to do that? Yes, I did. Because I had a very enjoyable time. I love my kids, but my God, I don't want to watch them play Mighty Might hockey. It's boring as hell. He's fucking awful. You know what? And I understand it's like when you plant a seed, you're not going to get the fruits of the labor right away. You got to do a little work. You got to, help the kid fucking learn how to skate and shit. But my God, I got to sit through another fucking game of that. You wonder why I drink. Did you really need a shot of vodka in your beer? Yes. Yes, I did, Sharon. Because it saves me from driving my car off a fucking bridge when I come home from being I got to be an electrician all day long and then come home be a father and a fucking husband. It keeps me sane. It keeps me level. It just keeps the train on the tracks and chugging along. Every now and then you got to pull over. And like I said, you got to shock the system every now and then. Keep your mind in check. You can't do too many days sober and you can't do too many days drunk. You got to have a perfect mix in there. You got to let reality kick you in the ass a few times. But then once it gets a little too much, maybe it's a good time to hit the bottle with the fellas. Even this bitch out. I've been having a rough go. I'm gonna go get fucked up. I'm gonna have myself a good time. And not listen to fucking that old bag of fucking bones over there bitch and moan about how the sink fucking drips every time. I can't, every time. And it's like, listen, that's because you don't turn it off all the way. You just smack it and think that it's just going to, oh, no, it'll go back. Yeah, no, oh, fuck, oh, it's still dripping. Yeah, because you don't turn it off all the way. And it's little things like that add up, and that a few too many drinks that they just even it all out. It gets a little too shit-faced down at the local Boston Pizza. That's just part of the game, baby. That's what this life is all about. We got to the point where we don't got to go out and fucking, we're not battling Vikings anymore over fucking who controls what land. It's pretty fucking distinct. You got to pay taxes. You got to get up, get your ass out of bed, go to work. So there's little things, life is pretty fucking easy now. And I think we blow it out of proportion from time to time, especially relationship wise. Men, you know what? It's funny to me that men will be like, yeah, honey, they encourage you to go out with your friends. And you'll be like, well, I would love to have a wine night with the girl. Yes, by all means, I'll watch the kids. And then you fucking watch the kids, and guess what? You have WrestleMania with your boy and girl, or if you got two boys or two girls, whatever it is. When dad watches the kids, why do you think it's a lot of fun? Because dad gets to do the shit that he liked doing when he was a kid again. And that's fucking power slamming the kid through a fucking coffee table. You understand me? We're going to have a Nerf gun war. Mom don't do that shit because mom suppresses a lot of stuff. She's already dealing with those fucking rugrats all day long. Dad gets to be fun. So go out, have a few too many wines with the old lady, with the fucking neighborhood witches. By all means, cast a spell. Watch fucking Who Wants to Be a Millionaire or the Real Housewives of Chicago. Fuck the season finale of The Bachelorette. Whatever it is you guys do when you get together, fucking do it. Shove a bottle of wine up each other's pussies and see who can chug it and spit it and chug it through the puss and spit it out like you're a fountain. By all means, have fun. Do what you need to do to make sure that the train is always on the tracks. That's what I'm telling you here, folks. You know, the QAnon shaman was down there telling everybody about the problems with the government. See, I'm more so the opposite of that. I'm like Dr. Phil if he never made it out of the trailer park. I'm more like a doctor. Yeah, that's probably it. I'm like fucking Jerry Springer with less fighting and more of a talk show-esque to it with no guests. I can't have you maniacs in here. Christ almighty, I get requests all the time. Hey, Hack, you should let me be on your podcast. You're not interesting. You're not. Nobody cares, okay? Nobody cares that you put fucking bushwhackers on your 68, or not even a 68. I'm guessing that your truck is probably a 99. It's a 1998 Chevy Silverado with bushwhackers on the side. And oh, fuck, nobody cares. Sorry, nobody gives a shit. That's great. Always get suggestions. Yeah, you should let me be on your podcast. What do you do that's so interesting? Huh? What do you wake up and do? You're equally as boring as me. I just bitch and moan. That's all I do. And try and make dumb analogies like you just listened to right there about how you need to get fucked up every now and then to keep the train on the tracks. Like I said, you can't be too drunk. You can't be too sober. It's got to be a mix, a perfect little blend. It's potions, man. We're doing chemistry with our bodies. You can't wake up. You can't just, you can't wake up happy. You got to have things to look forward to. And some of those things are getting absolutely torched with the lads on the weekend. And with that being said, I encourage you to get together with the lads on the weekend. Fuck this Corona shit. Have the boys over at the shop or the basement, wherever works. Have a little hot tub party. You got a hot tub in the backyard? Fuck yeah. You and the fellas have a margarita night. It's not gay. Have a margarita night with the boys, okay? It's manly as shit, especially if you put sports on the TV. So what? We were watching that hockey game, had a little margarita night with the fellas. Nothing wrong with that, huh? Susan goes over and drinks cheap wine watching The Bachelorette. That seems pretty gay. I'm just saying, why can't the lads just have a few margaritas and watch the NFL watch an NFL Sunday, huh? Might be a little Thursday night, come over for a soak and a gita, huh? Hey, bring your trunks, Larry. We're gonna have ourselves some fucking limeritas today, huh? Got myself one of those new Jimmy Buffett Margaritavilles. Might get a little weird, huh? What do you say? Have a few drinks? Do some shit, not gay shit. We don't do that unless it's after we got the vaccine. And if that's the case, then it's perfectly legal. And I thank you for tuning into another episode of the Uncle Hack Podcast. And especially thank you to all the Patreon subscribers. You know those names that you see scroll past on the YouTube channel? You can become one of them. Or you can be one of those guys that you see down in the description down below. And we thank you for tuning in. And thank you for, we just thank you fucking straight up for, making this year a little bit better. And I'm excited to get out there and do some comedy in front of some of you. Peace and love.